See, sometimes you got to look at things differently. Sometimes you got to change your perception of how you see stuff. Some people might look at the glass and say it's halfway full. But some people might look at it and say, I see a full glass because I see my blessings on the way. Hallelujah. Sometimes you got to change your mindset. You got to change the way you think. Sometimes you look at your situation and you feel like I don't have enough. But sometimes you just got to sit back and say, God, I thank you for what I have. I know you might be living in a project and everybody else is living in these nice $600 and $700 and $1 million homes. But baby, sometimes you got to fix your stuff up just like it's $1 million home. You got to look at your situation different. Yeah, you might be driving a hoopty right now, but God, I thank you for my hoopty because at least I'm not walking. I can remember when I was walking, but at least now I got a hoopty to drive. You know, I thank God because when I ride down the street in my car, I say, God, I thank you because I remember when we had to start the car from under the hood. I remember when we couldn't afford to get the thing fixed and we had to get under the car and hit the carburetor or whatever it was just to get the thing to start. I remember every time you turned around, people were joking us because we had a car that had a hole in the floor, and they said we was like Noah's Ark because every time it rained, the car would flood on the inside. But it got us from point A to point B. But when I look back from where God has brought me one, I say, God, what a mighty God I serve, because now I can see God even in the midst of me not having what I thought I should have had. I had to look at my situation differently. So I tell you on today you got to change your mentality, change your perception of your lifestyle. Don't you know you can change the weather in your own household? It might be raining on the outside, but God, I thank you because the sun, the S-O-N, is shining on the inside. You got to change the way you think. God had to convict me because there was a time when I was always walking around talking about how broke I was and I'm tired of being like this and tired of being like that. But God says you got to look at this thing a little bit differently. At least you got food on the table. You got clothes on your back. You got a roof over your head. You in pretty reasonable good health. What you complaining about? What you need to do is say, God, I bless you because it could have been me that was outdoors. But because of your grace and your mercy, I'm going to change the way I'm talking, and I'm going to say I am blessed. I'm going to change the way I'm walking, and I'm going to walk like I got some money in my pocket. I'm going to change the way I'm living, and I'm going to live like I'm a child of the King.